I'm never one to make wild statements or say things are so far out there, but I'm going to go out on a limb this one time and say this crowd may have been just slightly into the show. And by slightly, I mean they pretty much made this goddamn show. So let's talk about what happened. I'm John Rectum with my review of WWE Night of Champions 2023 in Saudi Arabia, and well, this crowd was certainly into it from beginning to end. I'm not going to say it was perfect. There were a few issues that I had, but Cody got destroyed. Cody got destroyed. I am making it a personal vendetta to laugh every time this insincere, fake actor gets destroyed. I will never question his hard work. He's fought through injuries. I give him credit for Hell in a Cell. And the fact that he does have passion for basically being a goddamn actor in a wrestling ring. He can do the moves, but he's not his dad. He's never going to be his dad. But that's later in the show. So I will say this much about the kickoff show. Why is Rosenberg still there? Kayla looked great. That's really all I have to say about that. And also, I do want to say I'm sorry if you expected this review a few hours before, but I was working, so I just got to it on demand, on the way. So, anyway, Cody talks to Byron during the pre-show. Oh, don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm totally fine. Obviously, I'm injured, but it's fine. This is fine. You're not Dusty. Anyway, let's get to the main show. Triple H's ego-stroking narration. I mean, it was cool, sports-based, triple main event. Bullshit on the triple main event. So yeah, we needed more pyro, goddammit. Vince McMahon, presumably. Triple main event. And one of the main events was on first. The secondary world championship match. They have stumbled into the possibility of creating a new World Heavyweight Championship. They've stumbled, meaning they tripped over their own goddamn feet. So even if the first champion is really good and defends the title and tries to elevate it, they basically made it obvious that this is just going to be a championship, another championship that they have. That's it. That's all it's going to goddamn be. So we get Seth Pheasant Rollins against AJ Styles. Secondary championship community. 12 minutes into the show before the first bell rang. Now, don't get me wrong, this show was expedient.com, but the crowd is up for this. Styles was clearly the heel. Rollins was playing up the whole whoa thing. And I'm going to be honest, this was a good match. There were a couple times where I thought, something seemed just slightly off from making it great, in my opinion. It was kind of like Edge and AJ Styles at Mania 38, I believe. Something just prevented it from making it great. It had one upping early on. Styles was playing the heel here. He was going after Rollins' knee after a dive. I do have to say, though, before that, we got the reverse superplex and then the sit out into the Falcon Arrow type. It looks cool. It great job selling that whole goddamn thing. I don't know. I'm starting to notice it with a lot of these superplexes. Like Orton sold it, and sometimes I think sold it all too well, given the fact that he's got a back injury that probably will actually necessitate him never being in the ring again. They get a nice splash. We got some good moves here. Don't get me wrong. They were putting a good flow together, and then Rollins does a dive, holds his knee. We get the calf crusher, and AJ just keeps going after it. Rollins eventually chokes out AJ Styles. Just choking him out, trying to get out of the calf crusher. And then we get kicks and punches. It's all in the mind. We get a pedigree from Styles for 2. We get the super kick out of the phenomenal forearm. We get a pedigree and then a stomp. 1, 2, 3. So we get Seth Pheasant Rollins as the new secondary world champion. That's what it is. I'm sorry, but they wrote themselves into a goddamn corner here, and this does not feel like a legitimate world title. I'm not saying that they didn't put in the effort. They did. The winner was obvious. Seth Pheasant Rollins gained the victory. Pyro and Celebration Money in the Bank plug, July 1st. I do also want to say that unless something actually changes, I will likely not be watching that live either. It's taking place in the UK, meaning it's going to be on early here. And I work long shifts on Saturday, so I'll just have to stay off social media and then enjoy that show when I'm able to get to it. Becky got a pop. Becky and Trish look great. Becky in the Kill Bill outfit. And Becky and Trish, 10 minutes after the first match ended, we get this. Becky jump starting. Trish did take over after a bit, doing a nice steel step spot. And we got a punt from the great Trish Stratus, as it is. I mean, Trish actually isn't. I just wanted to say it, couldn't say it. Tornado DDT for 2. I like the flow of this match a lot better. I thought this was actually pretty good because it didn't overstay its welcome. I wish Trish would choke me in the corner like that. I don't have issues. You have issues. Becky, Becky with some nice offense here. She, at one point coming back, her outfit went up. She was showing a little leg. Burn the heretic. Sorry, had to say it. I mean, I didn't have to, but fuck it, I don't care. They're going to be all clothed. Oh no, so terrible. It's according to the government, not the people. Just want to say it. Then again, Spinebuster for 2. So Trish coming back with some nice. There was that stand-up head scissors that she does in the corner. That was a little bit awkward this time. She did get hit with a Diamond Dust, though. Trish did. And then the leg drop by Becky off the ropes, 1, 2. And then the Boston Crab spot out of the attempted leg scissors again. And really, really nice stuff there. Near count out. The chick kick for 2. And then we get hair pulling and everything. The referee kind of got tangled up a little bit in some of these spots. And then we get the manhandle slam. 1, 2, foot on the rope. Okay. And then Trish is outside. Oh, no. The match is going along so well. And then suddenly Zoe Stark appears from under the ring. Zoe Stark attacks Trish. Or attacks Becky while Trish has the referee distracted. And then Trish ends up hitting Stratusfaction 1, 2, 3. They got Zoe Stark aligned with Trish. This makes sense, though, because if you think about it, I mean, Zoe Stark is a 40-year veteran by the time Trish made her debut, so Zoe has plenty of knowledge to pass along to Trish. I mean, I'm actually a bit shocked that Zoe wanted to go back to Saudi Arabia, because if you think about it, she was in that part of the world when the original Prophet Muhammad was around, and then she was around there even when Alexander the Great was doing his sojourns and doing all that, and Colin Farrell being really weird in that movie. Man, that movie was weird. And Zoe was like, that's historically inaccurate. I know, I was there. I mean, she was even a consultant on the set of The Mummy. The Boris Karloff one, because she said mummies didn't look like that. And then the 1999 Stephen Summers one, where she said, I was around when guys like Imhotep were there. So I know that this is about as historically accurate as you're going to get, but make it fun. And also, I like Brendan Fraser, she said, because Brendan Fraser apparently reminded her of strongmen from the 19th century when Zoe was still a veteran in wrestling. My point is, Zoe was just, she's so old. When she was in school today and had history, I mean, her social security number is 1. And then I don't know why Zoe was riding around with a scimitar yelling incoherently. Probably could have left that last one in the drafts, but nevertheless. And, you think about it, though, it makes sense why Zoe would align with Trish. Because you look at Stacy, you look at Tori, you look at Trish. Don't look at Lita, because Lita can't really move all that well. But the first 3 all found the Fountain of Youth. Zoe did too, but she chose poorly. Okay, I'm done with the Zoe Stark joke, except I'm not. I'm totally not. I'm done with this. I'm done on this review, but nevertheless. So, yeah, Zoe is aligned with Trish. She saw Luthez in her debut match, or in his debut match, when she was just starting to get into wrestling a little bit. Okay, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. She wonders if Mildred Burke would have been able to ever be a great world champion if she had just listened to Zoe, because Zoe has so much more experience. Okay, I'm done. Gunther took on Mustafa Ali, who got a big old pop. And Intercontinental Championship match, heavy chops. Gunther gloms and dominates. Ali came back with some hit and run offense. The crowd was into it. Sit out powerbomb, 1, 2, a 450 for 2. And then Gunther said, fuck you. Hit a couple lariats, did get it with a DDT, but then hit the shotgun dropkick, shrieking Kurt Cobain noises. And then we get a powerbomb, 1, 2, 3. So Gunther retains. Pretty good stuff right there. And then Sami and Owens are talking backstage. Kevin is so fired up that he's stumbling. LA Knight's in the front row. Yeah. And then Asuka in that bodysuit. Sweet Christ, she looked great. Asuka taking on Bianca. They have whipping sounds around two women. And just going to say right there. There you go. Burn the heretic. So anyway, they're fisting each other, trying to insert and establish their dominance. Asuka's very good, so is Bianca. Honestly, Bianca's title reign probably should have ended at Mania, to be perfectly honest. Asuka focused on the arm. The pace was good. This was well worked. I can't necessarily say this was one of my favorite matches of the year, but it was very good because they actually let Asuka kind of be Asuka. Then, she did the spring moonsault 1-2. Bianca did good counters, roll-ups for 2. And then she missed the mist. Oh no, it's very mystifying. And then armbar. And then, basically, Bianca ended up with mist particles over her bodysuit because it was white. That was kind of funny. And then, while Bianca is kind of tangled up with the referee, Asuka pulls out a great Muda spot, and possibly the great Kabuki, now that I think about it. Spits the mist on her fingers. And then Bianca goes for the KOD, and then she gets that, and ow, my eyes, I'm not supposed to get food coloring mist in it. And then, hits 1 kick, 2 kicks, 1, 2, 3. Okay, new Raw Women's Champion. That's still on SmackDown. I'm glad Asuka's a champion. Can we swap the belts so we can do something about this? I don't get it. Anyway, so there you go. New champion. That was good. What wasn't good was the following match. Rhea in that bodysuit, good God. Natty, it's her birthday. I did not realize Natty was that close to my age. She is just a little over a year and 4 months younger than me. Of course, I mean, I'm way, way behind Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark, who was around when sundials were used to tell time and the time of the day. I can see clearly now that the Aztecs are gone. She told them that they would once again be on their way. You can design this calendar, but it won't help you until the sun sets on your day. I don't know what the hell I'm on about. I'm tired. So anyway, Rhea took on Natty. Natty got distracted. Rhea glommed, hit the Riptide 1, 2, 3. You couldn't have done 7 minutes? Seriously? You couldn't have done 7 goddamn minutes for this? You could have cut out a couple recap packages or a couple things and gone with just giving them 7 to 8 minutes. I mean, obviously, Rhea was going to win. As a Natty fan, as somebody that was happy to just see Natty obviously put over Rhea, you could have given her more stuff to get. Did they hate Natty? Did they want to have it where Natty's going to have somebody in her corner so Dominic can be nullified? I just don't quite get what they were doing here. This was odd. This was very, very odd. And Rhea, 90 seconds? Maybe? That was bullshit. And then Bork comes out to a pop. It's Mr. Insincerity himself. Whoa! That's all I gotta say whenever that happens. Anyway, Cody versus Bork. Cody had the titanium cast on his arm, and oh no, Cody would never use that because Cody's a baby face. Anyway, Cody needs a miracle here. Well, all he needs is a miracle. All he needs is to get good. All he needs is to get good at some promos. All he needs is to get good. Cody with the bad arm. Oh, the sympathy. God, the sympathy. Can you just see the sympathy on my face? So anyway, Brock glomming him, beating him up, doing all that, throwing him around. But then Cody, of course, has to come back using the titanium cast because Cody, once again, is a babyface. I mean, I get it. Look, Lex had the metal plate in his arm. Lex also was a better champion than Cody, and that's saying something for me to say that about. And me to put somebody over, or me to put Lex over. But nevertheless, he gets a cutter, he hits 2 crossroads, and then the Kimura. And then he holds on to it for a while, and Cody's like, you're not sympathetic, you idiot. God, he acts as well as Brandy wrestles. Thank God Brandy isn't on this goddamn show, is all I gotta say. Gets the rope break, boo. Then he hits another crossroads. He kicks out of the F5 with a bad arm. You ain't Dusty, you moron. You fake moron. Anyway, Cody ends up passing out from the pain, and Bork wins. He passed out from the pain. He couldn't take it from his fake broken arm. Yeah, at least Cody lost. It is my personal mission to watch Cody continue to lose and everything, and just not win the big one, because he doesn't deserve it. They could build up somebody better, but no, they want to go with Mr. Insincerity. Look, there are people that like Cody, and that's fine if you like Cody. I see right through all his bullshit, and that's all I'm going to say. 7 minutes of packages and entrances and all that, and then we get 10 minutes, well, 7 minutes of, like, packages and rundowns and stuff like that for Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank qualifiers start this coming Monday. And then Roman and Solo make their entrance. Sammy gets a big old pop, and it meant a lot to Sammy. After Heyman did his intro, Sammy did one, I believe, in Arabic. I don't know what the hell he said. If you know what the hell he said, translate it as good as you can in the comments, please. I have no fucking idea what he said. But he was emotional. Crowd was emotional. Crowd was very into this. Sammy and Owens versus Roman and Solo. Undisputed Tag Team Championship. And look, the story was, when were the Usos going to interfere? Do not tell me that wasn't the story, because that was the goddamn story. The crowd is into this. It was basically like, okay, can they beat down Solo? They want to get at Roman. Owens gets tangles with Roman at some point. This is after Sammy had been beaten down. Solo helps Roman get a 2 count. And then we get a stunner and then a spear. And then we get a ref bump by Roman. What? I'm shocked. A ref bump in a match. Wow. Revolutionary. It annoys me no matter what the company is. Like, I mean, seriously, enough with the ref bumps. Enough with the goddamn ref bumps. So, then not the Arabic announce table. It's not the Spanish announce table because they're not, well, near Spain or Mexico or any Spanish-speaking country for that matter. And then the Usos show up. They beat up Owens, and then they try to kick Sammy. They accidentally kick Solo, and then Solo's down, and Roman's upset. I didn't tell you guys to come out. And it's like why? It's like, why are you here? What the hell's wrong with you or whatever? It's like, none of you are the ones or whatever. And he shoves Jay, and then Jimmy super kicks Roman, big pop. And then Jay's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's like, I'm doing what you should have done a long time ago. Boom. I'm speeding this up a lot quicker than they did, because it took a while. The referee apparently was dead for a while. And then he basically says to Jay, it's me and you now. Me and you. And then they leave, eventually, even though Jay looks conflicted for his tribal queef. Stunner, Helluva Kick, Solo gets pinned 1, 2, 3. They have a great shot of Sammy and Owens standing over while Roman's looking defeated, even though he didn't take the pin. And there you go. The Bloodline explodes. It wasn't a bad show. I mean, the crowd pretty much made it. At this point, they need, the Bloodline stuff needs to dissolve by no later than SummerSlam. They've gotten as much blood out of this tournament as they can. You don't want to do it too hot. You don't want to do it too cold. That being said, this was a decent enough show. I'm not gonna say it was great. It was good in parts. I didn't like the Rhea Natty stuff, and there were a couple other things I didn't like Brock not flattening Cody in 5 goddamn minutes at the most. But nevertheless, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.